How far can you hit the enemy from? And when the enemy retaliates, do you have the infrastructure and the ecosystem to defend yourself? This is called air defense.
And protecting the royalty, the authority of royalty. And Kush also is being used to protect the national sovereignty. S-400, they may be sanctions on India from USA coming through. And with Trump administration being there, it is a very, very potent and present threat. The bullet is hitting another bullet. As you've seen in Mahabharata,
yes,
the
sir.
two arrows coming and engaging each other.
Yes,
It is something like that. If that happens...
But that requires a very high degree of accuracy,
Oh, sir. That's why our Navik is there. You said it. We cannot depend on any other,
GPS system like that.
System, GLONASS.
Yes. Thousands of kilometers, 10 seconds.
10 seconds window.
In a certain space.
Yeah. So you now understand, you get your feed from where? You get your feed from satellites, IACCS, Akash.
What is IACCS?
So now I'll come to IACCS is Integrated Air Command and Control System. The cost has to be matching with the target. If there's a 50,000 drone, 50,000 rupees drone, I cannot kill it with a 20 crore missile. Then I'll be economically lost. So you have to choose. You will like to choose L-70.
Tell me about this, because this is what I wanted to finally come into. So you said layer defense, you said Project Kusha, Anand Shastra, QR, SAM.
Drones is made by a private company, I'll not take the name, in Hyderabad. They have their own source code. Source code is the most contested issue.
There are two major lessons that we learned from Operation Sindoor. How far can you hit the enemy from? And when the enemy retaliates, do you have the infrastructure and the ecosystem to defend yourself? This is called air defense. And today we have a very special guest in our studio, Air Vice Marshal P.K. Srivastava, and we are going to be discussing the entire air defense ecosystem of India. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching Open Caller. So Jai Hind and a very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Gaurav.
Sir, Operation Sindoor, air defense systems, we hit Pakistan, deep inside Pakistan, inside Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, all the places inside Pakistan, where in the range of the Indian Air Force, the Indian Army, Navy obviously did not get activated. Now people are talking about Project Kusha, sir. And there is a great deal of interest. What is Project Kusha? Please tell us, sir, what is Project Kusha, sir?
So Gaurav, before I go to Project Kusha,
sir,
I must thank you that I was the first one to come on the Open Caller platform.
Sir.
And I'm very happy to note that it's doing very well.
Thank you, sir.
And now this has become a major contributor to let people know how various defense elements, constituents are working in a simplified manner.
Sir.
You raise a very good topic. So I must say, when we hit them, that was offensive missile system. The difference between offensive and air defense is that I hit the targets which are coming through the air medium to hit us, be a ballistic missile, be a cruise missile, be an aircraft, or be a drone, or be any kind of small or big things which are thrown at us. So normal difference for the viewers would be that if I hit them, I got the warhead of the size of 200, 300 kilograms. But when I'm hitting these things in the air, they're in the range of 10 to 20 kilograms. This is first understanding which must come. Now, if they launch that kind of attack on us, which they did post-op Sindoor, so there are many, many of them. But since you asked a specific question about Project Kusha, so or Kush, which is a mythical name for love and Kush kind of twins. This mythical name is important because what Kush means, they're all disciplined, trained, precise, and protecting the royalty, the authority of royalty. And Kush also is being used to protect the national sovereignty. That is the role of Kush. We sometimes call it Desi S-400.
Desi S-400.
S-400.
Okay.
So it is like that. So it's a Desi thing. That means it will do something like, the S-400, which has been taken from Russia, this thing, armory. And we got 3 of them operational. 4th one is likely to come this year. Sure. And 5th one will come sometime. We have a problem now. The problem is, if you ask for more number squadrons of S-400, there may be a sanctions on India from USA coming through. And with Trump administration being there, it is a very, very potent and present threat. But in the meantime, you must admire the scientists and the engineers and all those who are involved in this kind of project. We have done very well in missile domain. Let me first assure our viewers.
You have said that we are a missile superpower.
We are missile superpower. So they invented this project Kush, or Kusha if we call it. It's like S-400. It has 3 types of missiles, M1, M2, M3. M1 is 150 kilometers, M2 is 200 kilometers, and M3 is 350 to 400 kilometers. It is something like that. So it provides a kind of cover at that level. But is that the only cover we have? This will engage stealth fighters, this will engage ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, not so much ballistic missiles, and anything which is of high value target which is coming on to us. But is there anything above that? Yes. There is what we call ballistic missile defense network, which is above this. And that's where we have Prithvi air defense and advanced air defense. But is that all we have? No. I told you we are missile superpower. So making Project Vishnu. Project Vishnu is going to engage these ballistic missiles in there's a exo-atmosphere and there's an Indo-atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
So Indo goes right up to, let's say, up to 80 kilometers or something. Exo will be somewhere around 100 kilometers. There's 2 concepts I must introduce here.
Sir.
You expect ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, or intermediate range ballistic missile,
Yes, sir.
to normally have strategic warhead, that is nuclear warhead. So the first concept is, when should you engage this missile? So there is one concept called Goldilocks zone. You'll ask, what is the Goldilocks zone?
Goldilocks
It's
zone.
something which is where the air is not so thick, but air is not so thin. You imagine, as the ballistic missile enters the atmosphere, there's a huge heat created. It also gives you one more discerning power. If it has warhead within it, I told you it is about 100 kg to 200 kgs, then it will be going at a higher speed than if it is a decoy. So if it's not a decoy, you can make out by the speed differentiation, and if I hit it, there's another concept called STK, hit to kill. Hit to kill is what? That a bullet is hitting another bullet. As you've seen in Mahabharata,
Yes,
the
sir.
2 arrows coming and engaging each other.
Yes,
It
yes.
is something like that. If that happens,
But that requires a very high degree of accuracy, sir.
oh, that's why our Navik is there. You said it. We cannot depend on any other,
GPS system like
GPS
that.
system, or GLONASS.
Yes.
So we have our own Navik. It needs huge infrastructure, and we have our own seeker, which is AI enabled. You have to hit that small thing. Hit to kill. What is the advantage of that? If we hit to kill in the Goldilocks zone, then there will be a hit. If you take the cumulative speed, one is coming, one is going down, will be around 25 Mach. 25 times the speed of sound. And then the nuclear warhead vaporizes. It doesn't fall on your territory to create dirty bombs.
So just let me interrupt you here, sir. Now, what you're saying is that there is an incoming threat which is at thousands of kilometers per hour, and we have our AD system which is going at thousands of kilometers per hour.
Absolutely.
And at that level of accuracy,
You hit
in
it.
the Goldilocks zone,
Yeah.
it engages.
True.
So there is no fallout.
There's no fallout. It vaporizes. And unless you do that, you will have a dirty bomb falling on you.
Sir.
Even if you see, earlier method was fragmentation, kill.
Sir.
You throw out 2,000 bullets
Sir.
in near proximity.
With the hope that something will hit.
Something will hit, and something hits.
Yes, sir.
And you have a kill. But what will happen to that thing which is coming down? It will come down on you.
Yes, sir.
So this is a very important technology, and you should be proud. That's why we are a missile superpower.
Sure.
We have developed that kind of seeker. We have developed that kind of precision. We can do end tail, and we can engage the target in Goldilocks zone.
Sure.
And that zone is available to you. The sweet spot is available to you only for 10 seconds. So when the missile fires from there,
So this is getting a little terrifying for me.
yeah.
Thousands of kilometers, 10 seconds.
10 seconds window.
In a certain space.
Yeah. So you now understand, you get your feed from where? You get your feed from satellites, you get your feed from AWACS, you get feed from all your radars, long range, very, very long range radars, and everything is plotted. Where do you plot?
And we in the
How do you fuse?
And we in the infantry were feeling happy that at 200 yards, you can't put a bullet where another bullet is gone. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And we think that that is the height of science and engineering. But here you're saying, wow.
So this wow factor. So what happens? You need another mission, which is called Mission Sudarshan Chakra.
I'll come to that, sir. That is also another question that I have.
Oh, it's different.
Yes, sir.
This Mission Sudarshan Chakra is not Sudarshan Chakra. It's a software kind of thing where all your data fuses.
Sir.
I don't know if that is a question, then I leave it here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's a question,
Okay.
sir. But Anant Shastra is something, sir, that I wanted to speak to you about. And this is something that the Indian Army wants to do. Now, what is Anant Shastra? And more than that, sir, because the Navy will have its systems, the Air Force has the largest, obviously, and the Army will have its systems, sir. I'm talking about air defense. But somewhere along the way, all this is networked perfectly. Otherwise, it will not work, sir. It can't work in isolation. First of all, what is Anant Shastra? Number one. And number two, sir, part of the same question is that, is this networked? Is there a building, or is there a space, or is there a place where all these guys are sitting and saying, hey, we are getting this feed from the Indian Navy, from the Indian Ocean or the Bay of Bengal, and we are getting this from there, and this is the result. Does that happen, sir?
So you trigger a very, very potent thought,
Sir.
which everyone has to understand, because these things are invisible, not visible. See, we won of Sindoor in 88 hours.
Sir.
The power behind was IACCS, Akash Tir.
What is ICCS, sir?
So now I'll come to IACCS is Integrated Air Command and Control System. See, one must understand the primary responsibility of air defense lies with Indian Air Force. And Akash Tir, see, whatever data you get, if something doesn't come in the eyes of long range radars or satellites, something is terrain hugging, passes through, then what we do? We collect that information, and whatever the lower level, the tactical level sensors are giving, I feed it to ICCS. ICCS makes a picture which we call Rationalized National Air Picture. And it makes a picture and then deducts whatever is the tracks, like normal civil tracks will be there, and in milliseconds, it assigns a weapon.
And there is an IFF also involved in this?
IFF, of course, involved. IFS, etc., they come in play to support. Okay, this is our own aircraft.
Identification, friend or foe.
Friend or foe. So basically, the tactical, this thing goes to the Akash Tir.
So where is it based, sir?
These are all software.
Okay, so they are
In
based
this case,
nowhere.
they are mobile.
They're
They're
mobile.
nodes, mobile nodes.
So-
I think there are about 455 nodes of Akash Tir. So they move,
455 nodes, sir.
they move along with the your formations, tank, artillery, whatever formations we want to protect. So they decide. Now there's also one thing very important which you have been telling through your platform many times. There is something known as killing the target. But killing the target at what cost? The cost has to be matching with the target. If there's a 50,000 drone, 50,000 rupees drone, I cannot kill it with a 20 crore missile. Then I'll be economically lost. So you have to choose. You will like to choose L-70, Shilka, machine guns, or your Anant Shastra, that is quick reaction surface to air missile. Anant Shastra is quick reaction surface to air.
Basically QRSAM, sir.
QRSAM. The new name for QRSAM, but it is networked.
That is the
Now
difference, sir.
it gets a cue from Akash Tir. It is not the human being involved. And whatever is taken over by Akash Tir, IACCS, Integrated Air Command and Control System, knows that these targets are being
Where is
used.
this integrated command and control
So
system?
this again is a software.
It's a software, sir.
Air defense control centers are there. That's where the software will lie. Software lies within some hardware,
Sir.
so it will be lying over there.
Spread out, sir.
Spread out.
And possibly
So
confidential.
this is called web kill.
Sir.
It is not called hard kill.
Sir.
It is a web kill. If I miss QRSAM, my L-70 is ready. L-70 gone, this thing is ready. Shilka is ready.
So you're saying that it's layered.
It's layered. And layered target is assigned. Assignment takes automatically, and target is assigned to a weapon which is much less costlier than that. As we proceed further, I'll introduce another weapon which is called Durga too, because that's also a very interesting topic.
Sure.
So one thing must go to viewers. We are never engaging the target unless the target is very high value. My missile will not be high value. I will ensure this rationalization unless it is, let's say, threatening my key structure, let's say something falls on parliament or something like that. Naturally, I'll do anything and everything.
Or any strategic infrastructure, sir.
Any strategic.
Even if it's a $50,000 drone.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Then if you require an S-400, you require an S-400, sir.
Then these things are called, how do you decide? How do you assign? This assignment is automatic, AI-driven.
AI-driven, sir.
AI-driven. And that's where comes the power. Why we won? Because we had this power. And just to tell you, I was associated with the IACCS program. When was that? In 1998. So whole thing started in 1996. So we were thinking good since then. But we accelerated. Yeah. We accelerated because we knew we got n number of weapon systems. How do we put them together? Which one to do what job? Where's the brain? And why they lost? Pakistanis, they do not have this brain. The brain of the air defense system is the most potent part of the air defense systems. And then you make various, like you are doing Project Kusha, you are doing Project Anand Shastra, likewise you are bringing various weapons to take care of various types of targets.
I didn't know that you could integrate an L-70, sir, because it's a gun. It's a...
Your machine guns are being cued by that. Even that thing has come up.
You're talking about the Zu-23, sir? Or what?
Well,
Zu-23 or the Shilka or whatever, sir. Everything is networked, sir.
Cued. So you have the power now. Because of this power, you are really powerful. How do you think we stopped 300 drones coming onto us? Or not a single. We are a dense country. We are multi-terrain country. We have mountains, we have forested regions, we have marshy regions, we have coastal areas, we have everything. And not an inch is vacant here. I cannot allow, like Russia, to drones to fall somewhere.
Sure.
But all areas are populated.
Yes, sir.
And a democratic country. Had anything fallen on anybody, there would have been chaos.
Yes.
But we engaged everything.
Engaged everything, which is very surprising, sir, that
Surprisingly.
Pakistanis, they let loose thousands of drones and I don't know, whatever, but we saw no damage.
As we progress, we'll come to how to engage the drones of that type.
So tell me, sir, I'll speak to you about Indrajal and Sudarshan.
Oh, okay. So now...
Tell me about this, because this is what I wanted to finally come into. So you said layered defense, you said Project Kusha, Anand Shastra, QR SAM, L-70, Shilka, Zu, Akash, everything.
We're just integrating weapons.
We're just integrating weapons, sir.
Yeah.
So where does this come into play? What is Indrajal and what is Sudarshan Chakra?
Indrajal is again a very smart trick. I'll call it a specialized wing of air defense system.
Okay, sir.
Now when we face swarm attack of these cheap drones, so what do? So I do what we say, I'm going to do the soft kill. I'll kill them softly. What is soft kill?
Non-kinetic, sir?
Non-kinetic. So soft kill is that these drones are controlled either from a master station. So I'll cut that communication line. I have that technique. I will hack and cut that communication line. If they are independently going without master controls through GPS, then I'll spoof them, turn them towards the enemy territory or make them land somewhere in my military station or somewhere. And if I find they seem to be a little more dangerous in nature, then I have zombie drones.
What are zombie drones?
Zombie drones, they go and hit. They're cheap drones.
Okay, sir.
Very cheap drones. So they only have computer vision. They see, hit. They see and hit. They go and collide with it.
The Indian Air Force spoofed entire fighter jets, sir. So I think spoofing a drone is not such a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Sir.
And we use it for all those, drones come into our territory to drop, various things, currencies and
drugs
weapons and drugs and all
yes,
that.
Sir, yes, sir.
We spoof them also, bring them back. Therefore, you must have seen these days, these incidences have come down, and you'll be very happy to note the Indrajal,
Sir.
or you call it Maya Jal for drones,
Sir.
is made by a private company, I'll not take the name,
Sir.
in Hyderabad. they have their own source code. Source code is the most contested issue. And
I know you said I'll not tell you the name because twice during this interview I asked you, where is it networked from, where is it based? And you said, no, actually it's a software. So I realized that this is confidential.
So all this goes on. See, Indrajal is a absolutely brilliant thing, and it is first of its kind in the world.
Sure.
So we could do that much. This is phenomenal. Actually, you see from our perspective, it is phenomenal. There are several other projects. Some of them are, in the domain of offensive air operations,
Yes.
like Divyastra. We heard of it.
Sure.
And PM Modi has also commented upon it. Divyastra is Agni with MIRV. Multiple, independently targetable re-entry vehicle.
So one missile takes off.
When it comes, there are several.
When it comes down, there are
several of them coming.
Several of warheads which are independently. So you fire one missile and they can target different cities out of one missile.
Not only that. Now we talked about Goldie Zone some time back. We also
Goldilocks, sir, you said.
Goldilocks
Yes, sir.
zone. We also talked about the others will also come at us like that. So we have made it maneuverable re-entry vehicle. There will be a prediction, like we will be predicting. So if you make it maneuverable, then what will happen?
Predictable is like a flight path, sir. Is it something like that? So,
ballistic
there
missiles.
There is a parabola.
Parabola.
And you can with your computer judge ki ye flight. This is the flight path.
Prejudge, and then you make corrections last moment.
Sure.
So we have thrusters. In these all, see the ones we are talking about,
Sure.
which is the part of the next level, Project Vishnu.
Sure.
In that you have AD1 and AD2. And they have small micro thrusters which can do 2-inch correction on all that at that height. So they do it with the help of seeker. Therefore you have to hit a bullet. You rightly said, a bullet versus a bullet.
You have to hit a bullet with a bullet, sir.
Bullet.
In 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds.
100 kilometers
That's
up.
the window available to you.
100 kilometers up.
And coming from thousands of kilometers.
At that speed, sir.
At that speed.
Mach 25, Mach 20.
Mach 25 becomes when it gets into the
when
gravity,
it
gravity
re-enters,
of
sir.
the earth.
Yes, sir. Then it's phenomenal speed, sir.
Phenomenal.
I'm going to ask you, sir, because there is a lot of, and a lot of people have asked me, and I said I'll get somebody who has been involved in the development of this platform. We'd heard about Akash. I've been repeating ever since we were in the army, so we heard a lot about Akash. Suddenly, and we'd just forgotten about, to be very honest, sir, people had forgotten about Akash. Suddenly, Operation Sindoor happens. And the entire world says, what is the Akash? Please tell us, we want to buy. So please tell us something about the development of Akash and how you were involved in Akash, sir. And what is this missile? What does it do? What is this SAM platform, sir?
So Akash is actually up for point defense. So some point defense, when we say that there is a point in air sense would be something like a 60 kilometers or 40 kilometers kind of area.
Sure.
Anything coming into this low level or high level, we can engage it. But you said, let me tell you an interesting episode. What happens when these things get developed? It took nearly 30 years for it to develop. Firstly, nobody knows because it's not that we took a lot of time, if you really ask me today, because we were really ignorant about it. We were learning everything. We were learning how to propel a thing. We were learning how to have the seeker done. We were learning how to control the aerodynamics. We learned. But when Akash got operationally qualified, it came for production. And I was director of production at that very moment in Paradynamics Limited. You'll be shocked when it came. Sure. And now what happens, the drawing and design is something like boutique shirt. There's one good tailor who makes it and then it sells. It sells by one piece. Because that is what is being experimented on. But when it comes for mass production, it's a different ball game. It has to become like Van Heusen, 42 size, everything is coming out. How do you do that? So when we want to do that, we have to convert design drawings into manufacturing drawings. And in manufacturing drawing, there are nearly 200 to 300 vendors involved, small to medium size. Now these vendors have never prepared their throughput to this level that we were to give 96 missiles in the first year. 96, we are making in few years 1 or 2.
Yes, sir.
And now this challenge has come on to me. What do you do?
So suddenly the armed forces says we want 96, sir.
That was the order given to us. So you have to give. You have signed on this. We have taken 14,180 crores from Indian Army. Not a small sum.
May I interrupt and tell you a very quick anecdote? So there is a friend of mine, and he's in the drone, kamikaze drone business and all that. So Fauji, sir. So they used to make a few drones a year. And after Pahalgam, sir, suddenly he got a call that, we want 2,000 drones. And this guy fell off his chair and he said, what? What did you say? He says, 2,000. Come here. Tomorrow morning there is a meeting and we want 2,000 drones. And just tell us, don't worry about the money. We want 2,000 drones. He says, sir, how can I make 2,000? He said, we don't care. Do it.
It's like this. So I'm expanding on your thought.
Sir.
So when it came to us, in the board meeting, the then director of DRDL, because they were the design authority, and I told the board, okay, and board is always, there are people present, like there'll be vice chief of air staff, there'll be deputy chief of navy, and there'll be vice chief of army staff. They'll all be present. They are the board, invited board members. So they expressed their doubt that 96, how can you give in the, and it was, February or something.
You're making 1 or 2 years, huh?
First to this, I told him, sir, I will give you 96. I told this with great bravado, and now I was really shivering from within. How do I do it? So anyway, I said this in board, and he contested, the director DRDL, because he had seen it all through 20, 30 years of experience he had. He said, if you give, I challenge you cannot give. So he negated me. So I told him, sir, let's take a bet. If I give you 96, on 31st March, I'll report to board. You'll be there. Will you come and hug me then? Now, what does he say? It became a little humorous, and everybody said, yeah, you should say yes. He's not asking anything great. So I said, okay, sir. And I told secretary, please record it.
Minutes of the meeting.
Minutes of the meeting. So there is a challenge thrown by the design authority, and there is a challenge accepted by the production authority.
Sir.
And the user is sitting there. Lo behold, now it meant that whole 1 year I was running from pillar to post, trying to do what you just said. They were making 1 or 2 in 2 years. Now you are telling them 96 minimum chahiye. And we have given order for 2,000 missiles in 10 years, of course. So now it made my life miserable, whether it was L&T, it was a Godrej, all and sundry. So I was visiting all of them, but I made 96, reported to board, and then I said, sir, may I have a hug, please? And this time I'll not walk over to you. Can you please walk over to me?
And
everybody clapped and he hugged me. So that was my reward. This was my best reward ever for anything. Firstly, I could meet the requirement of nation, because it not only makes that you manufacture it, you also get it accepted by the user, because he's to accept it.
Yes.
So they do their due diligence. So
and we all know the user is very finicky, sir.
User is always, and they have to be. If you really ask me,
and
even when I was there,
then they're super finicky. This is not there.
So they'll keep telling. I said, you please find out anything, everything, because you have to fire it. And that attitude I manifested. I said, it's not a commercial product. It's a war fighting asset. At that time, I didn't know there'll be off Sindoor. We're talking about 2012, 13 or something like that.
Obviously, sir.
I said, they will fight war with it. And not today, few years later. And that time, we should not falter that a missile doesn't fire the way it is expected to fire. It should not hit the way it is expected to hit.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure now, during this war, they must have used the missiles which I had produced, because they are the ones, they will first use the missiles which are going to lose their life because they are older, and then they use the newer ones because their shelf life. The shelf life concept of 10 years and then extended to 15 years. So, what diligence we did, what diligence we allowed to do, and through your medium, I would like to tell all weapon manufacturers one thing: respect the user's concern and do it for them. Put your all might, and don't be commercially sensitive only for one thing, that my money will not come if they do not accept.
That is give a weapon.
Give a weapon which will, on the day when balloon goes up, will work for the country, because he's going to fire it. This was the thing.
I'm going to send this clip to HAL, sir. and say that you speak to the Indian Air Force because the chief was extremely cut up, sir. Anyway, so I want to ask you about swarm drones and miniature drones. Now they're coming up, and Chinese are making drones which are, like the top of your little finger, small drones and all of that. And people are also trying to weaponize miniature drones, sir. How big a threat is this, and are we gearing up to counter this threat also? The small drones, sir.
So, what you're talking about, very small drones, let's say. When we talk of very small drones, they are mostly used for recce. They cannot carry any kind of relevant load because they are very, very small. Sure. And in that sense, they are BLIs also. There's a program where, biological entities are also made your allies. The bees are part of it. I'm just bringing it here because bees can be trained and they have a normal...
You're talking about honeybees?
Honeybees. They can be trained to come back and they can carry a small little load which can record where there's a chemical thing.
And the Chinese have done this, sir?
No, this Americans have done, Chinese have also done.
They have weaponized a honeybee, sir?
Honeybee. Excellent. And this is called a program. It's a program. They call it biological allies or BLIs, like this is a program's name. It was done by DARPA. So now coming to the small drones do not give you damage threat, but which are little bigger, can carry 0.5 kg load, 1 kg load. This is where our Indrejal comes in play. Our Indrejal comes in play for that reason. That Indrejal, what it does, it mostly for these things, soft kill is good enough. It's like a web. Sure. You come, I put a web over you. So all of them fall like a dead weight.
Something like an Israeli iron beam they're talking about, sir.
They are talking iron beam.
So many kilowatts.
Iron beam I'll come to. We also have a replica of that.
Sure.
But we are not using iron beam here. Because this, again, iron beam can be integrated in this. At the moment when we talk about Indrejal, they have zombie drones and they got soft kill mechanism. But Durga 2, which you are now talking about, which iron beam is there, where laser, we are trying to develop Durga 2 is 100 kilowatts laser beam.
Sure.
Or electromagnetic beam. Or any other kind of kinetic thing which is in beam form. So mostly it will be microwave kind of thing. Sure. Or the laser beam.
It can take out a large drone, sir?
So what it can do, it can burn the electronics there. Right, completely. Sir. So that disables.
So then it can burn the electronics of a helicopter also?
Oh yeah, it will be used for stealth aircraft also. And the cost of this is only whatever electricity you consume. So this will, when it gets integrated, we have got Kali going. Kali is again same Durga 1 it is.
Sure.
And Durga 1, if you really ask, the name is an acronym. We are very good at making acronym.
Yes.
So I think it's directed, unrestricted, ray, gun, array or something like that. Durga. So, but it means the same thing.
So Kali is Durga 1.
Kali, Durga 1 is Kali.
Durga 1 is Kali. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's 25 kilowatts.
25. And they are going to 100, sir.
Now we are going to 100. 100 is very penetrating. As you rightly said, it can take care of helicopters.
Like an iron beam, sir.
It's like an iron beam. So iron beam is the same concept. Because now you want to kill these small things with small money. And one more thing. The zombie drone which I was talking to you about, the Indrejal, sure. If it does not hit anybody, it comes back for recharging on the recharging pad. So we are, as a country, we are taking care of all these things. All elements are being included. We also got our own Navik.
Yes, sir.
Which is very important.
Yes, sir.
Because if you depend on GPS or GLONASS, somebody can tweak it. So you have your own Navik.
Which they did in Kargil, sir. They didn't support us in Kargil.
They didn't support
now
us.
We have our own systems.
We have our own system, which is working. And the system which worked in Op Sindoor was that only.
Indian system, sir.
Indian system.
Indian software, Indian hardware, sir.
Indian hardware. Software, you have to have your own. Because that is the brain. You've got to have your own brain for your own sovereignty. You cannot have a borrowed brain. It will not have that attachment with your sovereignty.
Correct, sir. I'm not going to ask you about spoofing fighter jets, sir, because that is something which is totally different and we should not get into that. My last question to you is, sir, what is the export potential for our AD platforms, sir? There is a lot of interest shown, so many countries, and everybody is going suddenly crazy about Akash. I hear it all the time, sir. At various conclaves, everybody is saying Akash.
Akash, since we are talking air defense, Akash and BrahMos, if you talk of offensive air ops.
Yes, sir.
So, both are going almost there's a huge market buzz about it.
Sir.
The reason is it's a combat proven system. So far it was range proven system. See, what's the problem between Chinese systems and other systems?
Chinese range
system
proven.
is range proven. You don't know. You worked in ideal laboratory conditions, it worked fine. But in war, when there is a mortal fear amongst the soldiers, when there is a war kind of situation that it is
there is confusion, sir. There is.
So you need a military rugged system which will be towed on a road which is not paved, which is towed anywhere, and still it has to go there and work. So that kind of system to have.
And there is manhandling also.
Manhandling, because everybody is in a hurry. There's a hooter going on. There is an attack coming on you. So you are working in a real combat scenario. In combat scenario, if a system works, that's the great system. So we have proven to be a combat-worthy system.
Sure.
So that's why there's a huge buzz. And you see, it reflects. We sold around 24,000, 24, 25 financial year. And this year we are going to touch about 30,000 crores.
Exports, sir?
Exports. So that's not mean. It's a great progress. And as we come out with all this, and to integrate all this, we got Mission Sudarshan Chakra. We used to call S-400 Sudarshan Chakra. Mission Sudarshan Chakra is that thing which will also include naval Trigun. See, Army has got Akash Tir. The Navy has got Trigun. The similar kind of maritime, domain maritime air picture.
Sure.
And Air Force has IACCS. Responsibility of air defense is with the Air Force.
Air Force.
So all that get integrated.
Air Force is the mother agency, sir. Let's call it the mother agency.
Absolutely, you chose the right word.
Yes, sir.
Over and above that, you put now all your sensors, all your feeders, they go to Sudarshan Chakra, which is AI enabled, which in milliseconds will tell which tactical unit will take on this target. And there is no duplicacy and there is no fratricide. There should be no fratricide. You should not be hitting your own aircraft which are coming back.
Yeah, no friendly fire, sir.
No friendly fire. All that will be, and Sudarshan Chakra, Mission Sudarshan Chakra I should call it, is again a software kind of thing, like IACCS ka bada bhai, something like that, big brother of IACCS.
Sure.
And that will have what we call rationalized national air picture. We'll know what are the targets, who is going to engage it, no double this thing. And it's like a web. If you miss one radar, you cannot miss the other one. If you miss the satellite, you may not miss the tactical radar. All levels are covered. So if we have to tell the countrymen today through your platform,
sure,
we say we are doing well. And all this is going to get, again in place, Indrajal in full operational capacity, Mission Sudarshan Chakra and all that. The timeline is 28, 2028. Maybe we are always pessimistic, maybe 2030. And if you ask me, 2030 is a good timeline because nobody is going to really come back to you before 2030. They're also trying to build up their systems, pieces together.
And it takes time, sir.
It takes time.
Sir.
It takes time to be combat proven. See, now when they look at us, they don't look at us that they are winning any war like 71 from borrowed weapons when there was no this kind of environment. Now they look at us. Oh, they got their own way of integrating weapons, systems. They got their own offensive air operations weapons, missiles. And they got this kind of Agni, Merv and all that, which is maneuverable. So it really puts the fear of authority or fear of nation. So you remain as secure as you should be. So our countrymen can sleep well through this platform. We are protecting and we have good umbrella. What now US is trying to create a golden dome.
Sir.
You have your domes in place. Some little things are happening and they'll happen. And I'm very positive about it.
Thank you very much for talking to us, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, with Air Vice Marshal P.K. Srivastava, sir, and he told us so many things about the entire, offensive doctrine and then the air defense also. Like, for example, BrahMos is offensive in nature. And then you have this entire Akash Tir system and the Sudarshan Chakra system by which incoming aerial threats, whether they're drones or ballistic missiles or fighter jets, helicopters, whatever it is, we have the capability to handle that. I hope you enjoyed this lovely conversation that I had with sir. And I'm going to come back again very shortly with another special guest. Till then, thank you for watching Open Caller. Jai Hind.